He just stands here, sits here. Oh, there he goes. Oh, there they go. Yeah, they know when I have the camera. So off they go. It is very humorous because it's too fucking early for this. Okay, sailors are gonna laugh at me. Yesterday, while out on the lake, screaming, please, can I just get a breeze? Anything to get me back to the dock. Well, I got my breeze last night. Got back to me. So, supposed to get more wind today. Do that or that? That or that? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Hello again. Welcome, all Flathead, Kootenai, Blackfoot, Cheyenne, Lakota, Crow, and Nez Perce warriors, any history enthusiasts, any inclement weather enthusiasts, and all Road Lake onlookers. Thank you for checking it out. After a week of educating on the what-have-yous and the what-nots of sailing, it was time to get back to the salt mine. But first, I had to cut up these trees that got caught up in my prayer for wind. Hey, good morning. We are, oh, that's probably not good. Headed out of the Flathead this morning, back to Idaho. But we will be back in a week. War, escape to be chased. Little fire back down the mountain a ways. A couple of them started there last night. Yes. I don't think I could guesstimate how many times and different routes I've taken to get back to Idaho or get back to Montana, however you look at it, I guess. The drive from Lolo, Montana over Lolo Pass and through the Lochsa or Nez Perce Trail or Highway 12, as the white man calls it, is my favorite drive in the whole world because of the Native American history and remoteness. I could tell you the history that my mother told me, which her grandmother told her about our tribe, the Crow, Nez Perce, Flathead, Salish, Blackfoot, and Kootenai tribes, and how all the reservations came about between Montana, Idaho, and Washington. But she didn't always have the positive outlook with the government that I do, so I better stay away from that. True history has to have been lived anyways. Sometimes I read these road signs and I'm like, whatever, did CNN do the reporting on this? Because this is not how things went down. The Nez Perce Trail. Really an amazing area. There's so much history. Plus I ran into these Indians on their ponies. I think I'm related to this guy. He looks like a brave. He's like a tough brave. Pretty cool. The old Nez Perce Trail. This corridor through the mountains was used long before we had a name for the Nez Perce, but basically this version of the history says, my version of the history from the accounts I've read is that the Nez Perce had horses in the Big Hole and Bitterroot valleys that the army needed, and the Nez Perce were not being treated fairly, so they headed over Lolo Pass with their horses so the army wouldn't kill them and steal the horses. It's much more involved than that, I'm sure, but the Nez Perce were known for their Appaloosa horses and the army needed them. When I read this plaque that our tax dollars paid for, I ask myself, why was the army pursuing them? Also, if they were leaving their homeland to find peace, why wasn't there peace in their homeland? The Nez Perce saved Lewis and Clark from starvation and dying on more than one occasion, facilitated trade, and were front and center with the government. They were peaceful people. Why did they have to leave again? There is U.S. history and then there is actual history. An inexhaustible amount of actual recorded history that most folks never get a chance to hear or read for themselves. Also, if you do get a chance to read Native American authors, there is a sense of understanding beyond anything you'll get in a public education platform. You get a point of view from the people that were actually there, what really happened and has been passed down through history among tribal elders and teachers. The best thing for me about reading these books is that Native Americans have the absolute best sense of humor. It is hilarious. Everything was funny and fun to Indians before settlement. The tricks they would play on each other are so intelligent and well thought out. I can just see myself as a little crow boy back in the day stirring up some trouble. Okay, just imagine we're gonna do that for the next 2.5 hours. I'm such a nerd. I love all these historic things. Fires require oxygen. What? Natural part of a dynamic forest, it says. Wow. More nerdy stuff. Man, it is cold up here. Devoto Cedar Grove. Speaking of back in the day, like way back in the day, this route also has one of the oldest cedar tree groves in the country, named after a conservation and historian of Lewis and Clark. I know there's one down here that is massive. It's still there. That's a big boy. It's probably 170 feet, 150 feet tall. Oh, there's a little trail. It's cold, I'm shaking. Well, this really isn't our sort of trail, so we're gonna hit the road. We got lots more nerdy stuff to see. It's really pretty cool the way the fire smoke is kind of hanging out over the sun. Oh, sorry, my windshields are dirty as always. Plus, there was a big like windstorm yesterday or the day before, maybe. Might have been yesterday when I was saying that. But there's trees down everywhere along the highway. There's trees down everywhere from the Flathead, and now I'm in Idaho, on the other side of the little pass. But there's trees down everywhere, which might be really good for us, and I will let you know why in a later episode. If you like adventures, this highway is for you. I stop and go for hikes, do some fly fishing, float the river sometimes, always soak in the hot springs, and I always see lots of animals: elk, deer, moose, wolves, bears, you name it. If it lives in these mountains, my daughters and I have seen it cross the road. I can only imagine what my ancestors laid eyes on back in the day when they used this trail to move their camps to hunting grounds and trade with other tribes. I love Native American history for many reasons. The most obvious is that I have Native blood in me, but what intrigues me most is how they existed with the earth and the animals and one another. Simple and free, no passwords or Amazon memberships. If they needed something and they couldn't make it, they didn't really need it that bad. Pretty smart to not need much, if you ask me. That would leave more time for chasing fish, buffalo, and visions. Man, somebody shot that horse. Damn it. Didn't shoot him very good. He's still standing up. That's a tough horse. Okay, back on the road. This is where the Selway runs into the Locksaw River. Oh, it is the Clearwater River. South Fork of the Clearwater, and forked back in Kuski, which we just came through, and now we're headed up. This is Grangeville Creek. So there's a helicopter. I don't know if you can see it up there through the dirty windshield. Fire up here on the hillside. This chopper is getting water out of the, looks like the river. There's a pond right around the corner. I don't know why they're not using it. Right here. He's having trouble. The winds are playing with him a little bit there. The town of Riggin, Idaho, whitewater capital of the world. Or at least that's what there's a sign that says that, I think. From Riggins, I was only a few hours from home and out of battery. Next episode starts the trail work, so be prepared for a lot of muting of words in those videos. Thanks for watching, have a great week and a wonderful new year.